Hello friends, and welcome to another Motivation Monday, where every Monday I motivate you. By every Monday, I mean I haven't actually done this for like months and months and months and months and months, and I'll probably only continue to do it every other Monday. So every other Monday I motivate you, and then you feel the motivationals. I'm Shanny, and I'm here to motivate you. Yay! Motivation Monday is back. Did you miss it? If you did, tell me in the comments below. If you don't like it, tell me in the comments below and tell me if I should keep doing it and all the things of the times and the places. If you're new around here, I used to do this thing where I would dress up and I would match my shirt to my glasses and my lipstick and my hair stuff and all the things of the times of the places, and I would get up here and I would just give you some sort of motivational speech, which is really dumb, but it does have a good point to it. Just the delivery of it is really stupid. So people seem to like it. So thought I would try bringing it back again. So here we go. So I was trying to think of what I could do because it's been so long since I've done one of these, and then it hit me. It's been so long since I've done one of these. Which means that I haven't done one of these since I stopped my eating disorder, which means I probably have in this video the best advice I will actually ever give you. You grab life by the balls, and I'm going to tell you how I did that, and hopefully it will motivate you to do the same. And this can go for anything, not just eating disorder, anything you're struggling with right now, because you're probably struggling with something. Everybody is. Like, none of us are perfect, which means all of us have some flaws and hard things that we're going through and stressful times and things that we need to work on and stuff. So just apply this to your own life, whatever it is. I'm going to be using this more in the eating disorder mental health sense because that's where have experience. So I'll never forget this. There was a day probably back in, I don't know, probably like Christmas time last year, so November, December-ish. I remember that I was scrolling through some quotes on Google to find a quote to put on my Instagram. And I found this quote, and it's so simple and it's so true, and I kind of want to just like go through with it with you, and then I'll give you my motivational speech at the end. You're welcome for that. So, okay, so this is the quote, okay? Decide, commit, and succeed. Number one, decide. You cannot get better if you don't make the decision to do so. If you've ever been to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting or seen movies about it or TV shows about it, you hear this all the time. Like, the first step is admitting that you have a problem, obviously. Then you have to decide. You have to make a decision to do something about it. And that doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to decide to be better and then I'll be better. Like, it doesn't happen that fast. Deciding is the first step. I have to wake up every day and decide, am I going to spend my day enthralled and just soaked up in my eating disorder and just woe is me, and I'm gonna stay in bed and binge and purge all day long, or I'm gonna starve myself, or am I gonna over laxatize today? Like, what am I gonna do today? I have to make that decision every day, and I can tell you this, and I can promise you this, that it does get easier. It starts to become your new routine. I'm a creature of habit. A lot of people with borderline personality disorder are, and a lot of people in general are creatures of habit, and that's okay. They say it takes like 21 days or something to make or break a habit. So I remember when I started that I did have that number in my mind, that 21 days, like, oh, once I get there, it's gonna be so easy. And listen, I'm not gonna lie, it was easier once I got to 21 days. It was definitely easier, but it wasn't quite there all the way, but eventually it did get there. And I'm 9 months worth of days without my eating disorder. And that's incredible after a 30-year eating disorder. 30 years I had an eating disorder, different kinds. And now 9 months without it, it can be done. But you have to make that first choice. You have to decide. Don't just go to therapy and bull way through it like I did. Don't go to therapy and tell your mom that, oh yeah, we totally talked about everything and worked everything out, but really I just went to therapy and was like, yep, yeah, I know, thanks. I know, thanks. Like, I didn't even try. You have to try. And you have to decide and decide to try. Which leads to the next one. Number 2, committing. You have to commit. You have to try, you have to do it. It's not gonna happen unless you put something behind that and some sort of inner strength force that just comes through your fingers like Spider-Man, and you're like, ooh, I'm gonna just attack the world and I'm gonna and I'm just gonna spit my guts out everywhere. You're gonna spit that spider web out of your hand, and it's gonna go everywhere. And all of a sudden you won't feel so alone, because there will be spider webs over there, spider webs over there, and those spider webs, and the more webs you have, the more supported of a web that it is. And so then it gets tougher and tougher, and then you can start catching like spiders and bees. Doesn't that sound appealing? Listen to me when I say this, because I am living proof. It's not going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. And that's okay. What you're looking for is committing to yourself, committing to your future, committing to your life, and committing to your loved ones. But most importantly, committing to yourself. It's really, really important to say, to get to that point where you can be like, I'm not just doing this for my loved ones, I'm actually doing this for me. That's where I'm starting to go now. In the beginning, in the first 7 months probably, it was for everyone else, and I started to appreciate my body more here and there, but it wasn't strong enough to actually want to keep going for myself until very recently. And so it's possible. You can get there, and you will get there, but you have to keep trying. And again, if you make that decision and then make commitments with yourself or with other people, accountability is a great way to do this. Find a friend or go to meetings every week or something, or you can do what I did and start a YouTube channel where you can be accountable every week or whatever, and just hold yourself accountable. And when you mess up, don't let it tear you down, and don't let it relapse you. It doesn't have to be a relapse. If you have a mess up, it's a lapse, not a relapse. This is something my friend Casey taught me. Hey girl, who's in treatment right now, and that's something she learned the other day, is that you don't look at it as a relapse if you have one mess up. You look at it as a lapse, at least with eating disorders. I know there's like a big debate, like, well, it's not that way with alcoholics and drug addicts. There's a reason for that. It's because eating disorders are a little bit different, even though it is, yes, addiction. It is the same kind of thing inside of you that you feel like you have to do. But with eating disorders, it's something that you have to face every day. I've explained this a lot. And again, not to trivialize alcoholics or drug addicts, but you don't have to have alcohol to live. You don't have to have drugs to live. So yes, you can go 9 months in a row without alcohol and drugs. And I understand why that would be destroyed with one mess up. I get that, because drugs and alcohol are very powerful. But with eating disorders, it's more, we have to face our trigger every day. We have to face food every day and multiple times a day. And we have to face either what our addiction is, or the thing that we never touch, but think about it all day long. So it's one of those things where it's not, I don't know the word, like, be gentler about eating disorder recovery. Needs to be a little bit more gentle. I don't know how else to say it, because that's proof. And for so long I did it as, okay, well, if I mess up, I have to start back at day one. But I've learned this year that, I've messed up 3 times this whole year. And each time, instead of giving in and being like, oh, well, we're back at day one again, that would make it more easy for me to be like, well, let's just do it again then. And then we can start day one another day. You know what I mean? Like, it was so much better for me to be like, okay, I had a lapse, and now I'm going to move on, and I'm going to try again. And I did, and I succeeded, which brings us to number 3, succeed. And you can do this. I can do this. And again, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. We're never going to be perfect. So don't be shooting for success. Doesn't always mean perfection or even money, or even like full. Succeeding to me is living. So like, if you can figure out a way to live, especially in the mind of an eating disorder or any other mental health disorders, a lot of them, you don't care enough to succeed in your life. You don't care. And so if you can get to that point that you care about yourself, about your family, about your surroundings, about your people, about everything, that is such a powerful feeling to have, and it's not going to be perfect ever. So don't be reaching for perfect. It's not going to happen. And remember also that success, it comes and goes and comes and goes and comes and goes in many different ways. And again, that's okay. That's life. That's what life is, right? Like, we are here to build a life. And if we choose to not do that, then we can spiral down into those dark places where so many of us have been before, if we look at it like that. And for me, it's hard. I still have thoughts all the time of like, what is the point of even trying? Because I'm gonna die anyway, and we're all gonna die anyway, so why Like, why would I put effort into something big, like going back to school or getting a job or doing this or that? Like, why would I invest so much of myself into something if we're all gonna die someday anyway? Like, what is the point? And I really wish that I did not have that mentality, but I did for a long time. And I'm finally to the point now where I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to do something with my life. I kind of want to actually get back on track, and getting back on track with my eating disorder and doing so well has made me want to try and help you guys and try and spread my word more. And so that's what I'm going to continue to do. So decide you're going to try, commit, and succeed. And even if you fall back, you do it again and you try it again, because we're all perfect and we're all in this world and we're all just trying to do the very best that we can and survive in a world that is full of pumpkins and spices and lattes and all of the things that are in the world that are popular, that everyone is like, ooh, you should do that. Oh, but what if I don't like coffee? Well, you should still try it. Okay, I'll try it. And then it tastes like butthole. There are people in this world that love the coffees. There are people in this world that don't. There are people in this world that sometimes go to the gas station and want to feel like they're drinking a cup of coffee, but really it's hot chocolate. But whichever person you are, you're valid. You matter. You're valid. Whether you go to Starbucks and you get a medium or a grande latte or coffee or whatever they're called, or if you go to Starbucks and you get a pink drink because you don't drink coffee, whatever you do, whatever you decide to get at Starbucks is valid, is correct for you, because you chose it. And no matter how much cream you put into your coffee, or how much sugar, or how much of the syrupy stuff, no matter how much foam there is, or cinnamon on top, the important thing is to remember that every one of us like a different kind of coffee. Every one of us has a different order. Some don't have any orders, but most people have an order. Stick with your order, be confident with it, and use it in your real life. Decide what you want, commit to it, and succeed. And you will have the successions of the coffee of your dreams that will get you through the days of the day, that you can take it and drink it, and then you can and we're back. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this Motivation Monday. Please leave a comment below. Open up conversations in the comment section. As always, look for somebody else in the community that's going through something similar or that would be willing to talk to you and message you and become friends. And that's what everyone does. This is the best community in the world, the most supportive community, but you have to reach out. So reach out and again, decide, commit, succeed, and you can find so much love and support here. I'm so proud of my community. I'm so proud of you guys. I love you so much. I'm so grateful. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. So stay tuned for Trigger Food Tuesday tomorrow. And remember forever and always that you're beautiful, you are worth it, and I am too. And remember to always choose kindness in the rainbow colors. Thank you for watching. Bye!